Here's a hieroglyphic showing the Egyptians using electricity, apparently to mummify a snake or something. I think ancient man was real smart. Workers digging for copper, they found a copper arrowhead and human bones in a vein of silver. They're digging for silver and found human bones and an arrowhead. J.D. Whitney, the state geologist of California back in 1880, published a lengthy review of advanced stone tools found in California gold mines. The implements included spear points, mortars, and pestles. They were found deep in mine shafts underneath thick, undisturbed layers of lava. Here they are digging underneath a mountain, finding human tools in rock supposed to be, 55 million years old. W.H. Holmes of the Smithsonian, one of the most vocal critics of the California finds, wrote, "Perhaps if Professor Whitney had fully appreciated the story of human evolution as it is understood today, he would have hesitated to announce the conclusions." What's he saying? If this professor knew how important our theory was, he wouldn't have told anybody what he found. Anybody else getting that interpretation out of there? That's exactly what he's saying. The Smithsonian is responsible for hiding all sorts of things that go against the evolution theory. In the 1950s, Thomas Lee of the National Museum of Canada found advanced stone tools in glacial deposits supposed to be 65,000 to 125,000 years old. The director of the museum was fired for refusing to fire the discoverer. If you discover something that goes against our theory, you're fired. That's not science. That just clearly shows the religious nature of the evolution theory. This coin was found by a well driller in Illinois, drilled down about 114 feet. Nobody's ever interpreted what it is. I'd love to get that for our museum too if you can find it. The flood buried that world, folks. Not this millions of years ago stuff. God not only gave them a perfect place to live, he gave them a perfect diet. He told Adam and Eve to eat the green herbs, the fruit, the vegetables, and the seeds. He said, "To you it shall be for meat." God said, eat the fruit, the vegetables, and the seeds. We don't do that much anymore. We eat the hamburger, French fries, and Coke. But did you know if you eat the seeds to the fruit, you get a vitamin you don't normally get otherwise? Now be sure to get organically grown seeds, okay, and fruit. Don't get the ones with pesticides and all that kind of stuff and herbicides. But these seeds contain a vitamin called vitamin B17. When you eat a peach, you should eat the seed. You say, man, that thing's hard. No, that's the hull. Crack it open, there's a nut inside, okay? It looks like an almond, and it tastes pretty bitter. It'll give you a pucker that'll last about an hour and a half. Some of the old-timers look at me and think, pucker, what is that for? Man, I used to know. My dad said, you're getting old when you get all the way across the room to give your wife a kiss, and then you forgot why you came. Yep, you're getting old, Dad. These seeds contain a substance called cyanide. People say, oh, that's poison. Oh, now wait a minute. Hydrogen is explosive, right? Ask the folks on the Hindenburg, they found out. And oxygen supports combustion. Who in their right mind would spray hydrogen and oxygen on a fire? Every fireman in the world. It's called water, H2O. See, the cyanide found in this seed is perfectly harmless unless it gets broken loose from the molecule. There are two poisons, chlorine and sodium, that are both extremely toxic to the human body. You mix them together and it makes salt, which is fine. Hydrogen and oxygen are fine. It's okay to drink water, folks. It's not going to explode. And the cyanide found in the seeds is perfectly fine. Don't let anybody tell you it's poisonous, okay? It is poisonous to one thing. There's only one thing that'll break away the cyanide from the molecule and make it deadly. The only thing that'll do that is the protein coating found around cancer cells. So people that have cancer can take this B17 stuff, and it seems to selectively destroy the cancer cells. There's a great book on the table if you want to read more about the world without cancer and get a whole lot more on the lowdown on that. The first half of the book explains the biology of cancer, how it works. The second half explains the politics of why the cure has been so controversial and so hidden for so long. Many good websites. All these are linked off my site, drdino.com. There's a group of folks in Pakistan called the Hunzas. The Hunzas live in northern Pakistan. The Hunza tribe up there in the mountains, the Himalayas, when they were first discovered, the average age of the Hunza was reported to be 160. This is where the legend of the valley where you live forever came from. It's called the Valley of Shangri-La. How many ever heard about that in your literature class in English? Well, they didn't live forever, but according to folks that lived there, they lived to be 160. The more contact they had with the outside world, the more their lifespans dropped. Today, their average age is about 90. One of the favorite foods among the Hunza tribe is the apricot seeds. They treat them like money. They'll buy and sell things with apricot seeds. They take the apricot seeds and squeeze them and get the oil out. The women put it on their face and it prevents them from wrinkling. They say the women look great for years. Average age of 90, and they never get cancer. Now that's interesting. People who take nutritional therapy for cancer have a much higher survival rate than those who take conventional therapy. Some people say, oh, you don't think a vitamin will cure a disease, do you? Oh, you better study the history of medicine. For years, many sailors died of a horrible disease called scurvy. The British Navy lost 1 million sailors to scurvy. Does anybody know what cured scurvy? Citrus, limes, fruit. They called them the limeys, didn't they? A simple vitamin cured a horrible disease. For many years, people died of beriberi or pellagra or rickets. They're all vitamin deficiency diseases. See, the Bible says God gave herb for the service of man and bread to strengthen man's heart. Bread strengthens your heart. That's what the Bible says. Well, it used to. Keep in mind, the love of money is the root of all evil. Somebody discovered years ago, the thing that makes the bread go bad are the oils in the bread. Vitamin E, lecithin, and omega-3 fatty acids. So they figured out a way to take out the oils in the flour and made white flour. This was done about 200 years ago. This is when they started making bread that would last for weeks. Back before that, you had to bake your bread every other day. Man, bread just wouldn't last very long. Remember the Bible talks about our daily bread? Interesting. Well, love of money, you know, you don't want to bake 30 loaves and sell 10 and have 20 go bad, so they would figure out why is it going bad, and let's fix it. They took out all the oils, and right away the bread started lasting longer. And right away, people began having heart attacks, strokes, and circulation problems. Because they're connected. See, kids, the whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. Now, the white bread doesn't kill you, but the white bread fills you up, and it prevents you from getting all the vitamins you need. Because there's very little nourishment in white bread. There are basically two philosophies of health and medicine. One philosophy is based upon evolution thinking, which says your body's nothing but a bunch of chemicals that got together by chance, so you treat diseases by adding more chemicals. This is called drug therapy. If you have a headache, you say, doctor, I've got a headache. He says, here, take an aspirin. Well, now, hold on a minute. What caused your headache? Was it the lack of an aspirin that caused your headache? Aren't you treating the symptom, not the cause? See, if you're driving down the highway and the oil light comes on your car, you have two choices. Find and fix the problem, or unplug the light. You say, Brother Hovind, that would be stupid to unplug the light. The light is not your problem. The light is telling you about a problem, isn't it? And, folks, your headache is not your problem. Your headache is telling you about a problem. Now, you can unplug the light, okay. You can take an aspirin and the headache will go away. But you didn't fix the problem. You better go look in your medicine cabinet and you'll see a whole bunch of things. All they do is unplug lights. You do that for 30, 40, 50 years, you're going to die a slow, horrible death. Some people die when they're 60, but they don't bury them until they're 75. You know, they live the last 15 years just, you know, all crippled up because they spent their life treating symptoms instead of causes. The Bible says, love of money, root of all evil. Drug companies don't make money when you're well. Think about it. Our body's designed to give us a deficiency sign. When something starts to get low, a signal pops up. If you don't have enough vitamin C, you're going to get hangnails. If you don't fix it, it's going to get worse. You're going to get scurvy. If you still don't fix it, you're going to die. If you don't get enough calcium, you're going to get cramps in your muscles, particularly the calf muscles. That's usually the first one, not always. You're low in calcium. There's all kinds of deficiency signs. If you don't have enough zinc in your diet, you're going to get warts. If you have warts, you take zinc and they go away in a few weeks. It's amazing. Now you can study the deficiency signs and learn what your body needs and just start giving it. I don't know what my body needs. I just take a bunch of vitamins, okay? If I'm wasting some, oh well. I haven't had health insurance for 14 years now. I spend, I don't know, a couple $100 a year on vitamins, and that's good health insurance for me. We've got a whole videotape on the Bible and health if you want to get more on that, or get Bill Sardi's book, The Power of Healing, The Power of God. If you want a whole lot more, call Bill Sardi if you got questions on health. There's his phone number here, or billsardi.com. Excellent. If you have any questions on nutrition, he's pretty good at that stuff. Before you get excited about them putting fluoride in your water or in your toothpaste, you might want to read Fluoride, Teeth, and the Atomic Bomb and see how fluoride is extremely toxic to the human system. And many doctors and dentists are recommending you not put fluoride in your water and on your teeth. You just better study it out before you make a decision on that one. Back in 1845, a doctor in Vienna named Ines Semmelweis was horrified at the terrible death rate of women who were dying after giving birth in hospitals.